Federal inspectors have done some analyses of the spices we often put in our foods, and it turns out that rat hair, insects, and dangerous bacteria are just some of the things that showed up. This is a report that was summarized by WSB-TV, and after years of research, the FDA found that 12% of all spices imported to the U.S. are contaminated with insect parts, rodent hair, and other nasty stuff. Here's a quote from Caroline Smith DeWall at the Center for Science in the Public Interest. Insect parts and other gross things in there are really part and parcel of the way these spices are stored. It's certainly a sign that people along the chain who are storing and shipping these spices need to do a better job. Federal inspectors found that the highest contaminations occurred in spice imports from Mexico and India, and that 7% of the spices they tested also contain salmonella. Some of the more common ones are ginger, poppy seed, black pepper, and allspice. Wow. It does seem convenient in a way, because up until now, I've had to buy my insect parts separately from spices, and this is going to save me so much money, Lewis, for when I make my chili.
Yeah. I love that cockroach and grasshopper chili.
It does sound horrible, but you have to remember that the average person eats many spiders while sleeping during their lifetime. And when you look at any food, for example, if you look at chocolate, if you consider the amount of chocolate that's manufactured by one particular factory or plant, there's a certain number of rodents that can get in and get ground up into your chocolate that is acceptable because it's considered to be, I mean, certainly it's organic matter and natural in a sense, but it's considered completely insignificant in terms of the nutritional value or what it is. So these numbers are disturbing, but at the same time, I don't think it's that different with many foods. There's kind of like a minimum acceptable contamination level that you would never notice and wouldn't harm you.
Right, it happens. I mean, it all depends on how much of this is in whatever you're eating. But I don't know. It does still kind of rub me the wrong way. I mean, with the vast majority of my spices, they are in food that I'm cooking that's being heated, which would kill anything nasty.
Although
But
the salmonella is actually the bigger thing, which is that over the last 30 years, of the more than 1 million confirmed salmonella cases, there were some that were linked to spices, but it is under 2,000. So you're right, Lewis, that it seems that the whatever negative effects, it's still an insect part, but at least it's been heated to an extent that it's not gonna harm you. I don't know. I really don't know what to think about this. I don't like reading it, but at the same time, I don't know how much harm it'll actually